Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. My name is Joseph. Today we're doing an album review for the new Iron Maiden album, the 17th album called Senjutsu. It's coming out this September 3rd, and it's 10 tracks long, going up just about 82 minutes in length, which is quite a long album, even by Iron Maiden standards. It's been 6 years since we got the last album, Book of Souls. Obviously, Bruce Dickinson had to recover from throat cancer. There's been COVID. There's a lot been going on, but probably we haven't gotten a new album in a while. But you know, the wait was absolutely worth it. I think the album is fantastic from beginning to end. So much so the last 3 songs in the album are all over 10 minutes long and epic as a motherfucker, let me tell you. But my standout from those last 3, for me, being The Death of the Celts. I thought that song was just absolutely fantastic. But it doesn't mean that the other songs weren't good. I thought Lost in a Lost World was fantastic. Days of the Future Past was fantastic. Senjutsu, I mean, they all had something different to offer. The only song I felt a little indifferent about was Stratego. It's not a bad song, it just wasn't a huge, it doesn't resonate with me very much when I heard that particular song. The thing I found to be the most interesting thing is that none of the songs were written by Dave Murray. Most of the songs were written actually by Steve Harris, and with some big contributions from Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith. Garris, I think he has like 1 or 2 credits as well in there. And the album in general is a lot slower than what we're used to from Iron Maiden, but it's not necessarily a bad thing because the songwriting is just so good. And it's just proof of that, even as a band that's been around for almost 40 years, and they still know how to write quality music, so much so they're giving competition to any of the young guys out there, showing them this is how you write music, this is how you progress songs, and they never make it, not at any point in the album I never felt bored. By the time it ended and I realized it was 80 something minutes, I'm like, wait, that's it? There's no more? I wanted more. I thought that I was gonna get more. I wanted to listen to more, and that's rare for me to listen to such a long album and still desire for more. As a matter of fact, that same day that I listened to the album, I listened to it twice in a row, and I have to say it's absolutely fantastic. It's probably, I'm not the biggest fan of The Dance of Death or A Matter of Life and Death. I do like The Final Frontier and The Book of Souls, and you can definitely hear those inspirations in the album all over the place. I've heard some Brave New World in there as well, and in general I think that the album from the beginning to the end is absolutely interesting. At the same time though, when you listen to this album, you know what to expect. You know what you're gonna get here. It's not such a tonal shift that you're not gonna be able to recognize what this is. It's very familiar ground that they tread, but they tread it so masterfully from the beginning to the end that you never mind that you're getting just more Iron Maiden. And in my eyes, just more Iron Maiden is all I want to hear, especially when it's at this kind of quality. The only thing I would really complain about is that you can hear Bruce Dickinson's voice is been affected by the throat cancer. You can see it in the production of the music, the way he sounds there when he's singing his notes. Obviously, he's also not a young man anymore. He's gotten older. I don't hold it against him, and I don't think any of the fans of Iron Maiden would really hold it against him. But what I will say is the production I'm not 100% on board with. There's something about it just doesn't sound as crisp and as clear as it sounded before in the previous albums. That was the one thing that kind of struck out to me. I thought I was going crazy, and I listened to it the second time, and I felt the same way about it the second time around. I do enjoy the fact the album is based around, well, at the very least, Senjutsu and a couple other songs are based around Japanese culture. That was really cool. That's something we've never seen from Iron Maiden. But of course, there's other songs like The Death of the Celts again. You know, there's other inspiration out there. So they've always been fans of history, and they always incorporated into their music. I didn't really dive deep into the lyrics just yet. I predominantly listened to the music and the singing performance, so to say. And I think any fan of Iron Maiden is going to be absolutely blown away by this album, is going to have a lot of fun with it. Where it stands in the pantheon of Iron Maiden albums, I don't know yet. You know how it is? It's like you have to let it digest. For me personally, you have to let it digest a little bit and give it time to really sit in there as you go back to older albums and go in. I don't think they'll ever reach the same heights they did with their... To me, their peak was like this. They can't get better than this. Was Brave New World. I love Brave New World from the beginning to the end. I would even say, almost say it's my favorite or right next to Power Slave. Those two being my favorite albums, and Fear of the Dark probably my third right there in the list. It doesn't reach, I don't think it reaches those particular heights, but it's a damn near good album. Definitely a contender for the year, no question about it. It's just in such a legendary band like Iron Maiden, you're going among every single album is legendary, so it's very hard to pick among them. We'll see how it kind of lands in that pantheon, but as an album on itself, guys, go for it, check it out, listen to it. I would actually love to hear what you guys thought about it yourselves. I don't want to stretch this kind of review out for longer than it has to be, because there's nothing else to say. It's fantastic. It's what we expect, despite being a little bit slower. It's phenomenally written. The progressions in the songs are phenomenal. Solos are phenomenal. There's really no issues with the songs themselves. It's just slight production that I wish could have been a little bit better, and the obvious voice difference for Bruce Dickinson, which I don't think any of the fans are really going to hold against him. But there you go. Check out the album. Let me know what you think. I'm going to leave the link down below for you guys if you want to buy the album yourself, so you can check it out. And make sure you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep it metal out there. I'm going to go listen to it another time.